Hello there, little fairy tale friends. My name is Fina, and I want to welcome you to another bedtime story here on SoundTales. Now, it's time for us to wind down together. Lie down somewhere comfy and let your body sink into the mattress. Let's begin with a few deep breaths. In through your nose, like you're smelling a flower, then hold it for a few seconds, and then slowly breathe out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. And before we start, we'll place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Nice and gently. Very good. Now we're gonna breathe in through our nose. Hold and out. Good. One more time. Nose. Hold and out. Very good. Now it's time to tighten our bodies like we're stiff, overworked donkeys. That was hard to say. Okay, wrap your arms around yourself or just tighten up your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, your butt, your stomach, your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your face. Tense it more. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Relax like a soft, sleepy, yawning cat and let yourself melt deeper into the mattress. Good job. Now here are 3 little sentences you can carry with you into your rest. I find new paths when something ends. I am never alone when I dare to be myself. I can be small and still make a big difference. Very good. And now it's time to listen to today's story. This is the Brothers Grimm's tale of the Bremen Town Musicians. Once upon a time, there was an old donkey who had worked hard his whole life. He had carried heavy sacks, pulled carts, and helped on the farm, but now he was too tired to go on. One evening, he overheard the farmer say,
"Oh, that donkey isn't much use anymore."
The donkey felt sad, but instead of waiting around for what might happen next, he decided to leave.
I'll go to Bremen. I'll be a town musician. I've got a strong voice.
So off he went down the road, and after a while, he met an old, tired dog.
"Where are you headed?"
asked the dog.
To Bremen. Want to come along? We can sing together.
The dog wagged his tail.
"Yes, please. I've still got a mighty bark."
The dog wagged his tail.
"Yes, please. I've got a mighty bark still. Ruff!"
Soon, they met a gray cat with sleepy eyes. She once lived on a farm, but now she was forgotten.
"Would you like to come with us to Bremen?"
asked the dog.
Can you meow?"
asked the donkey. The cat smiled. I can meow like no one else. Meow. And now they were 3. Later that afternoon, they heard a loud squawking. It was a rooster, flapping his wing high up in a tree.
I heard they don't want me around anymore. I'm scared.
He crowed.
Come with us. We're going to Bremen. You can be our lead singer,
said the cat. The rooster looked around and flew down.
Yes, I want to sing too.
Now they were four: the donkey, the dog, the cat, and the rooster. A little band on the road to a new life. When evening came, the forest they were walking through grew dark. They were tired and cold. That's when they saw a little cottage in the woods. Inside it glowed warm with light, and on the table there was food. But there were also a group of robbers sitting in there.
If we only could scare them away somehow,
whispered the rooster. The donkey had an idea. They stacked themselves up. The donkey on the bottom, then the dog, then the cat, and on the top, the rooster.
1, 2, 3, now,
whispered the donkey. And then they let out their song into the forest. The robbers were terrified. They screamed, jumped up, ran to the door, and screamed something about ghosts, and disappeared into the night without even looking back. The animals snickered and stepped inside the cottage. They ate until they were full, curled up by the fire, and fell fast asleep. The next morning the donkey said,
You know, I don't think we need to be town musicians anymore. This place is warm and quiet, and we have each other. I like this house, and I like you guys,
said the dog.
Same here,
purred the cat.
Me too,
clucked the rooster. And so they decided to stay. They sang together every day, not because anyone told them to, and not for money, just because they felt like it. They wanted to, for joy and for each other. And there in that little cottage in the woods, 4 old animals found something worth more than Bremen: a home and friends who saw their worth. The end. And so ends the Brothers Grimm story of the Bremen Town Musicians. All 4 of them moved on together. They never became real musicians in Bremen, but they found something even better: a home where they could be exactly who they were: old, wise, and brave, and most of all, together. Sometimes it's the ones no one believes in anymore who carries the biggest songs inside them. So rest now, little fairy tale friends. You are never alone, and you are wonderful just as you are, and you are always welcome here. So, I'll see you soon again, right here on SoundTales. Sleep tight.